Good morning. I would like to introduce you all to Heather. I believe this is her first Zoom that she's running. So let's all give her a warm welcome, lots of love, and girl, take it over.
Good morning. So I know we start with our gratitude every day, first thing. So I want everyone to put in the chat what they're grateful for and thankful for. And I want to see.
What do you use to write your gratitude, Heather?
I actually ordered a book online. I don't have it down here at the moment. Most of my stuff is in my office, but we just started quarantine again today. So everyone's still sleeping. But I ordered, it's like a 3-minute gratitude book for those of you, who aren't wanting to sit there and do a whole page of gratitude. It's like 3 questions, very simple, very direct. And that's what I started with because I'm not personally one that was really good at gratitude. I was definitely more of the negative person than positive for a while. And that doesn't help you at all. I also do my daily readings, which help me realize, more around me that I have to be grateful for. Because I have my Al-Anon books, and they're not just, people use them when they've been in relationships with alcoholics or addicts. But they actually apply to everyday life. The 12 steps apply to everyone. You can apply it to literally anything. So I started applying that in my daily life, and that helps too.
I know I didn't even believe in gratitude journals and things like that before I started with these 3 steps in this community. But so much has changed for me personally since I started writing gratitude. And like she said, those books are for everybody. You can put them in everyday life. But even when I started in my recovery process, I didn't write down gratitude. It wasn't until I started here almost 3 years ago that I started writing down my gratitude. And it's helped me through so much.
It does. It definitely does. And then, removing some of the negative stuff around you helps too. You have to it's almost like it's easier to live in the day than it is to live in the future, because it's easier to create negativity in your life if you're living in the future. Don't focus on that, focus on the day. So I know you had messaged me and said something about team news or something. I don't think I read all of that through.
Company news. I know that we have that promo going.
Yeah, we still have the promo going until the 31st, which is the $25 to all new customer and promoter products. I know personally, I have been posting, that there are right now, there's 3 products that they can literally get for free and just pay shipping. Because everybody wants free stuff. That's just the reality. I know you can get Chill. I think it's the face mask, and I'd have to look at the other one.
The hand and foot reparative cream as well. I think that's like free with the $25 in credits.
Yes, I think there's one more. Oh, the Sculpt.
Yes.
I think. So, that speaks more people's interest there.
Mark your calendars. The company sent out in their updates on the actual back office page the list of calls and Zooms for February. And for February the 1st, there's not going to be a live experience call. There's actually going to be a leadership call with Jason Camper. It says top leaders only. Email will go out with the following details. So even if you don't get that email, make sure you stay tapped in to your top leaders, because they're going to have some information coming from him. Let me see here real quick. Just want to make sure that we got everything. And then I'll let her take it back over. Okay, so yep, the promo is going on. With this promo, people who sign up, brand new promoters, you get those $25 in credits, but don't forget, they have that level 1 compliance that they can also do, which is an additional $25 in credits. So they can get $50 off of something, because it's non-transferable. So they're not going to be able to transfer it to anybody. But to start up their business, they can not only get a kit, but they can get some of those extra things to add to like minis to make them elite mini experiences, like maybe a Activate here or a cafe there, Blast, things like that. And they have half of the matching bonus. Andrea, can you unmute real quick and tell me what you're talking about?
I think don't they have the bonus where it's like when a promoter signs up and then they have like a new promoter sign up and buy a pack,
Yes,
then
yes.
they get like if they buy a 200 pack, they get like $100 in credits.
Yes, and they cap
okay,
that
I
off
thought so.
Yeah, they cap that off, and I think you're allowed to get up to $400 per person.
Right. I didn't know if you guys, I wanted to mention that.
I'm glad you did, because I completely went brain dead and forgot that one. So I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
And I'll thank you as well. Or Jana.
Yeah.
Jana. Am I saying that right, Jana? Okay. Oh, yes, I am. Okay, cool. All right. So we are talking about restarting your business. When you feel like you fell off and you don't know where to get started again, it's just can be really hard for somebody. So it's very important to not stop just because you fall off or just because you lose some confidence. You might have to slow down. You might have to take a minute, but don't unpack your luggage and stay there. And that's what Heather's going to talk about today. So Heather, it's all you, baby girl.
Okay, so I originally signed up in October of 2018. I actually didn't realize it was 2018. I was thinking it was 2019. I just actually went in and looked. So when I first signed up, I had, I was working 16-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts. It didn't matter what I did. I was laid out on the couch after I came home. I was exhausted, and I was on Facebook, and it's when, I want to say that's kind of around the time people really started doing more live videos. And I see this couple on there that are just going on, and they're like so full of life and excited. And it's like 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, I don't know what is wrong with them or what they're on. So I reached out and I said, you know what, at this point, I have nothing to lose. Like, tell me what this is, because I can't do it anymore. I can't lay on the couch when I'm not working. Nothing's getting done in my house. We have 4 kids. So Kaylee messaged me back. She told me what everything was. And I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to jump in. If I can make some money with this too, why not? So my biggest question too for everyone too is, how did all of you feel when you first started promoting? You felt excited and you wanted to literally shout from the rooftops of what you had. Hang on one second.
Mom life, you gotta love it. We all understand that one.
Yes, no, the joys of everyone being home. Take your phone. Sorry, I lose my train of thought very easily. So I was super excited right out the gates. I was going to work. I was feeling good. And like everyone around me, they're like, what drugs are you on? That's literally what they would ask me. I'm like, I'm not on drugs. I'm taking vitamins. Like I feel super, super good. And they're like, okay, we need what you have. So I was selling minis like no tomorrow at work, which was a lot simpler for me because I was a big people person. And I want to say 3 months in, I almost hit my 4K, or maybe 4 months in. And I actually fell asleep. So I missed like my last order that would have been there. So I missed my 4K. And I got super down on myself. I mean, I would still promote Thrive and I would still, post stuff on Facebook, but I kind of lost my heart for it for quite a while. I had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, which didn't help it any. So after probably about 6 months of just kind of half doing it, I completely fell off. And then about maybe 4 or 5 months ago is when I was like, you know what? I'm either going to do this or I'm not going to do it. I can't half do it anymore. So I reached out to Kaylee and I was like, listen, like I need your help. I'm like, I don't know where to start here. I don't know what to do. So if you're going to restart your business or you fell off, I guess my personal opinion would be reach out to your upline, go see your upline or a sideline or someone that inspires you. Because I know if I'm having like a day where I'm kind of just like, not really feeling it, I will message Kaylee. I will message Stacy, Katie, Amanda, Ashley, Brittany. I will reach out to them and they will send me back some messages. And I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah. Like, yeah, no, this is a good day. We got this. I'm sorry. My kids are up and it's not going to be
Don't apologize. When you reached out to your upline or your leaders and you were talking to them about, falling off and you wanted to get restarted, what did you actually say to them and what did they say to you to prompt you to go ahead and get back into it?
Well, I've stayed in contact with Kaylee over the whole almost 4 years. So that, everyone knows Kaylee. She's a bubble of joy. She is always, always happy.
Are you talking about Kaylee Crew?
Yes.
Okay.
She's the one person I think I've never seen her really sad ever. But anyway, so I messaged her. I was like, listen, I really want to get back into this. I have no idea where to start. And she's like, okay, well, I think they were doing restarts or something around then. She's like, this is like the perfect time for you to come back. And she sent me a video, and the video that she sent me there was quite a few 200Ks in it. I think Lindsay was in it. There was a couple in it. And then I can't remember everyone in it, but she had me watch that. And that video was actually really, really inspiring to realize that, there's people that are 200K that fell completely off or couldn't promote their business. And then they were able to come back. And I noticed too, like a lot of leaders, there's more leaders than not, I think, that don't hit those initial bonuses. I know several people that are uplines and sidelines that didn't hit their 800 and 1600 VIPs. So what I, tell my promoters is don't stress it. If you don't hit it, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. So, and yes, I'm a squirrel, so I ramble. So feel free to cut in and stop me if I'm rambling. So Kaylee had me watch that. And then I said, okay, well, I really think I need help with my Facebook. Like it's kind of all over the place. So I set up a date to come out to her house. I went out there and she helped me go through and reset up where people view my page, what they're seeing. And then kind of went over like where I should be going through. So I started just like reading through my Facebook, and I do it a little bit every day. I'm still working on reading through my Facebook. I have over 3,000 friends on there. I know that was extremely important. And then the
Can I
other
ask
thing
a
I
quick
did,
question? I'm gonna cut you off for a second. I'm sorry. I hope you don't lose your spot. But when this is over and I'm doing the upload and everything in the dream team, could you possibly share that video in the comments? I know I would love to see it, and I see other people in the chat would love to see it as well.
yeah, I can share that.
And while you're going over everything, I would love for you to tell people what you had told me about going live and then stopping that as well.
But I still haven't done. Okay, I've been saying for 3 months I'm gonna start going live every day again. I used to go live all the time. I cheat. Okay, I do not actually go live. I will go in my stories and I will, record as I'm making my shake. And I know that's half doing it. That is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I lost my whole self-confidence and everything that I was going through in my own personal life. We had a huge hit financially. And that was really a rough time. When you go from making probably close to $80,000 a year to, if you're lucky, 30 grand, it is definitely a big blow. So when things are good in your life, it's super easy for you to go live, and it is easy to share and tell people about what you're doing. But when you're struggling and you don't know what you're doing next, it's not easy to go and share that with the public. You feel like you have your own image and that's what people see, and you don't want them to see the bad. But if you're not sharing the bad with them, people know that no one is perfect. They know that you have something else going on in your life. So a lot of times you'll feel like people just aren't really being honest with you. So why would you want to order from them if they're not being honest about their own personal life? I know that's the biggest thing I've been working on is my whole confidence level. And I'll go on, like, if I feel like I need a training on something, I'm not really good at catching live Zooms. The morning one is the most I actually get on. I will go on YouTube. I have it loaded onto my TV. So I can sit here and I can go through and say, okay, this is what I need help with. And literally there's a YouTube video for everything. And if it's not on YouTube, if you go into our back office, there is a training on everything. So, I mean, that, I take notes. I do my little notepad here. This is, I bring it every morning. I have it over here and I'll be writing something down, or a piece of paper, whatever I can find right near me. It's definitely going to be a long road for anyone that comes back, but it's doable. It's a matter of being consistent. If I'm consistent, I get a paycheck on Tuesday. If I'm not consistent, I don't get a paycheck. Like,
What do your IPAs look like?
My IPAs?
Yes. What do you do every single day coming back?
I have a checklist. I went in, we have the Thrive Tribe page that Kaylee Group has. And in her pinned items, she actually has printouts. I print those out and that's what I do. Whether it's reaching out, let me see if I think I have one right here actually.
Maybe you can also drop a picture of that in the comments as well.
Yeah, that I can definitely do. I don't have one over here. I've just been reorganizing my house, so I'm trying to find things. Well, what I do is I print those sheets off and I follow through, and they have one for Monday through Sunday. Your daily activities that you should be doing, happy birthdays. You should be posting things that aren't just Thrive. People just see Thrive, they're not going to comment. I get a lot more interaction since I've been posting my daily readings. I post my Al-Anon reading. I post my Courage to Change reading. I post my God's Purpose reading. And I will get sometimes 80 to 90 comments on just those. And I'm not going to on a Thrive post. Yeah, people don't want to just see, Thrive.
When you have people comment or like or love or view your stories or your posts or whatever, and do you like make a list of people to interact with them?
Yep, I will go through and I make a list. I usually don't message them like the day that they like my post. I will, like, at the end of the week, if it's just likes and not comments, I write down anyone that's liked, loved anything on my posts, and I'll have a whole list. It's usually a regular sheet of paper and there's a couple rows. And I will just go through and I will message them and I'm like, thank you, for loving on my post. I hope you're having a great day. And I really leave it at that. And if they message back, I'll interact more, which also can help you weed out things, because if you have someone that you're always messaging a thank you to or something and they're absolutely not replying, you probably don't need them on your page. That's my personal opinion. I'll usually send someone like 3 or 4 messages of happy birthdays or thank yous or trying to see how they're doing. And if they're reading it and ignoring it, I'm going to get that person off my page, because there's zero interaction other than once in a while they might like a picture or something. I'm trying to think. I should have made a better list this morning of what else I do on a daily basis.
Okay, because I just love asking you questions.
That works too.
How many people do you add to your friends, or how many people do you add every day to either your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever platforms you use?
I used to add quite a few people, but I actually stopped adding so many people and started being more selective with who I added. I mean, you can add, 15, 20 people a day without a problem.
What do you mean by more selective?
I actually started clicking on people's pages, scrolling through, seeing, what they post, what they're about, which is actually important, because you can look at someone's picture and be like, oh, I can add that person. But if you don't look at their page, you don't know what they're about. So sometimes they have, I'm sorry, I was reading that chat as it popped up on the screen. Sometimes you'll have people that you add and they're actually like spammers, or they're other company promoters. A lot of people are having their accounts hacked into, where people are using literally people I know. There's another promoter that lives down here by me. On her Instagram, I got a message the other morning from her and wanted me to, do that, whatever, there's a Bitcoin or Bitcoin, the coin money thing that they do where they flip your money. And I was like, I already know this isn't her. So you have to be selective with that too, because you'll get people trying to scam you for money. And I look at their hobbies, their interests. I have baking pages I'm involved in, and I'll add, a few girls on there. I think I add 5 or 6 people a day, and that's usually my goal.
When you add people, how long do you interact with them, or how many messages do you have back and forth before you bring up Thrive?
Honestly, I'm not one that really brings up Thrive unless they mention something about being tired or working all the time. Like if they're just chatting basic conversation, I'm not going to bring up Thrive for them. Me personally, that's most of the time I'm getting back like a couple letter or a couple word answers. So if they're not full blown interacting with me, I'll just, keep it basic, try to keep building a relationship. But if they're full blown having a conversation with me, then I'll probably wait till I get like 6 or 7 messages in between where they're like, oh, what do you do? And I'll be like, ask them what they do to get them to ask me what I do. So you don't feel like you're kind of just throwing Thrive in their face.
Awesome. And groups. How do you work your groups, or do you work groups?
Like the groups that I've joined and what I'm in. I'm a baker. I make cocoa bombs, I make smash hearts, I make cakes. So I've joined a lot of baking groups and cocoa bomb and smash heart groups. There's literally a group for everything. So I'll get on those and I will post pictures and I'll get people interacting with me that way. I'll interact on their stuff. I'll have, I'm going to actually join a page for Pitbull owners because we have a Pitbull puppy. I'm on some Al-Anon groups.
There's a question in the chat. What do you do when they comment on your Thrive post or story and you message them? They read your message, but then they don't reply.
If it's the first time they've done it, I will give it a day or two. Like I had a couple people that want to order chill because it's free right now. And I will message them. And then if they read it and then I get nothing back, I'll actually go back into the post and I'll comment underneath. I'll be like, I messaged you, because you can see that they're online and they're going to check their notifications. If they don't respond still, or they just ignore you, I guess to me, I'd leave it, see if they like a couple more Thrive posts, message them again. And if they still don't reply, then I would probably just delete that person. That's usually what I do.
Have you actually gotten any kind of orders from somebody commenting on Thrive post and you having a conversation with them?
Oh yeah. As far as people I don't know, I do get people interested. I've had people order. Most of the time, the people that order that I don't really know, they are generally one-time orders. I have other people who've sat back, they've watched me for over 3 years. A lot of them are like local people to me. And what I do, like, there's someone, she's on here right now, actually, she's watching the Zoom. After 3 years, she reached out to me and she's like, all right, what is this stuff? And I was like, it's Thrive, I explained it. And I said, well, the best way I can really explain this to you is have you come over. So I'll do almost like a sample, like a 1-day sample with someone, and I'll have them come over to my house and try the product and tell me exactly how they're feeling while I explain more about the products to them. And that's where I think I have a lot more of my success with it. It's if you can get more local people that want to try it. The same with my neighbors down the road. Both of them used to be consistent ordering customers. They had no problems coming over, trying it, and they were like, wow, we like this stuff. I think the biggest issue too is you'll have people, they'll order, they'll consistently use it, and then life will happen, just like life happens for us, and they will, kind of fall off. And so sometimes you have to reach out to those people and be like, oh, hey, I noticed, you ordered from me this many times and I want to send you $25 in credits towards your next order. And that can help get some of your customers and promoters that aren't ordering again.
When you get somebody message you from another MLM, what do you say to them?
I get that a lot. Usually I just say, thanks for the offer. I'm a Thrive promoter. And more times than not, they'll delete me off their page.
Now, I'm going to give a suggestion to everybody because I've done this and I've actually flipped someone from this. when they send me a message, especially when I just friend them, they'll send me a message and I'll be like, oh, sweetheart, thank you, but no, thank you. When you're done with the whole cold messaging thing and being spammy, just let me know and I can help you do something that is totally different, that will continue to work and bring you so much more success. And I really do thank you and I wish you all the luck in the world. And they've actually come back to me. I've had several come back. I actually flipped one and they're like, oh my goodness, what do you do? They actually ask. I'm not saying it always works because it doesn't, but sometimes it does. And it's just a suggestion from me. Okay, Heather, one more I'm trying to think of. Have you ever been to any kind of retreats or conference or anything like that?
No,
Do you
I have
plan on
not.
going to conference this year?
I'm going to try to go to the conference this year. I do know the last one I was supposed to go to, they did a local up in Syracuse, and I tested positive for COVID. So it seems to be the luck of the draw. Is every time I've made plans to go to something, we've wound up on quarantine. So, it's right now it's kind of hard to plan for anything with not knowing when we'll be on quarantine and when we won't. I do plan on doing a local here because I have a place. I actually sell all of my baked goods and stuff out of a local business. So I am going to see if I can use their one side of their building and do a local with my other promoter that's out here by me. And I'll reach out to anyone else that's local around here and start posting for that to get people interested in Thrive.
I love that. Don't forget
I'm
to
in Richfield
register for the event.
Springs.
Do
I saw
not
someone
forget to
at-
register that.
No, I won't.
Where are you located?
Richfield Springs, New York.
Awesome. All right. Before we get into the whole Q&A thing, I'd like to ask you to just, you've talked about restarting and everything, but can you just tell us your story? Like what life was like before, how you heard about it, how life is now, all that good stuff.
So I was a CNA. I'm actually still a licensed CNA. I just don't currently work in the field. I used to work a lot. I worked, probably 60 plus hours a week. I was a single mom. So I would work 48 hours on the weekends and at least 20 or more in the weekdays. And I did that on overnights so that I could be home with my kids during the day. I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, barely getting by. And then I met my husband. He actually lived across the street from me. I ignored him for a good 6 months before I answered him back on Facebook. We bought a house together, moved into our house. And I've always been a fairly energetic person. But after we moved in the house, I don't know if it was like stresses of life or, having so much going on. But I just started becoming absolutely exhausted. Like I even went to the doctors and I was like, something's wrong with me. Like I am tired all the time. And they're like, there's nothing wrong with you. You just have 4 kids. You're tired. So I would work and come home and I would be planted on my couch for the night, scrolling through Facebook. And I had Andrew actually on my friends list. And him and Kaylee would go live like every single night. And after watching them for a few months, I finally reached out because I was like, I'm sick of being tired. Like, I don't want to feel like this. I like having energy. I like having a clean house. And my husband was going to work and coming home and cleaning and cooking dinner. I had no motivation for it or energy. So I signed up with Kaylee and it literally, I really didn't think vitamins could give me energy. I'll be honest. I was a little skeptical, but I was at the point of, I was willing to try anything to feel better. So the first day I took it, I was a day one thriver. I was up, I think I got up at like 4:30 that morning because I was working actually out in Johnstown. So I had an hour and 10-minute drive to work in the morning. And I was like, oh my God, this is absolutely amazing. I want to say I had my whole group, because as a CNA, you get assigned groups. Like there's so many of you on a unit and you have so many people you have to take care of and get up. I think I had my whole group up in about an hour and 45 minutes, which is pretty impressive because normally it takes about 3 hours. And I was just flying. I'm like, oh, I got this too. I'll do laundry. I'll do this. I'll do that. You know, just like running in circles around the hall. And from there, I was just hooked. I love Thrive through and through. If I don't take my Thrive, if I skip a day, I am down and out on the couch again. So it's a quick reminder of how I felt beforehand. And let's see, now I stay home. My husband works for a garbage company temporarily. We have 3 of our own personal businesses also. We have a cleaning company that's still up and running. I have my baking company that's still up and running. Our painting company right now is on hold. It's still a running valid company. But with COVID, people don't want you in their houses. So we had a huge cut in income. So right now my husband is doing whatever, you know, we need to do to make sure we're covering our bills and not getting behind. So he's working for a garbage company, and I'm thankful enough to be able to stay home, get my house in order and work my own business here.
Other than the
I covered
world
everything.
the way it is, what
What'd you say?
I said, other than the world the way that it is, with all of that on your plate, how are you finding time for your Thrive business?
So I get up at 3:30 in the morning. Hang on one second. Sorry, my son can't find anything without me. So I get up at 3:30 in the morning with my husband. He leaves here around 4:30, so he can be to work by 4:45, 5 o'clock. I will spend my morning couple hours doing my readings, getting myself together, and doing my posts. And usually I have most of that done before my kids get up at 6:30 for school. And then through the day, I will take breaks on going through and declutter. Because I'm my biggest thing right now is I'm working on decluttering. If anyone needs help with that, watch the show on Netflix, Tidying Up. So in between, like I was working on my clothes the other day. I would get halfway through my pile and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in and check my messages and do some posts. So I actually did a post on Facebook about decluttering. I asked what everyone else's methods are, just to get interaction. But no, I mean, I find the time, and at the end of the day, I usually still have all of my household stuff done. I will not put off my household stuff to sit on my phone though. I need to make sure my dishes are done. I have rules set down for myself. You struggle to find time with personal, I'm sorry, I can't, let me load this. As you start doing personal development, it will come a lot easier. And in all honesty, if you can set aside about an hour of your morning, whether that means you're getting up an hour before you normally do, if you set aside an hour of your morning or an hour of your night, you can really do your posting or even have stuff set up for the next day and do your personal development. I actually recommend that everyone does some personal development before they go to their social media, because if the first thing you open in the morning is going to be your social media, that's what's going to be in your mind for the day. Like, you need to fill your own cup before you can help anybody else around you or even be inspiring. Because if all you're doing is scrolling through Facebook all day, you're not doing anything good for yourself.
Amy, you definitely want to jump on Monday That is actually our main focus of topic on Mondays. Five Tribe Zoom is putting your armor on before social media. So definitely try to jump on Monday if you can. Does anybody have any questions for Heather? You may unmute and ask or put it in the comments. No questions about restarting or staying focused with everything that's going on? Okay, then I'm going to ask one. Slowing down and, kind of falling off a bit, reaching out to your leaders is great. Where do you find your daily motivation to keep going? Because starting back can be a slow, rough patch because you're not where you were when you dropped off or slowed down. You don't have the same things going on. So how do you stay motivated each and every day coming back into something and not being where you were? You're muted.
I have my goals. Every day is a new day when you get up. So every single day you have the opportunity to restart. Every day I get up and I know what I have in sight. I have some debt I need to pay back off. I have a family to take care of. I don't want my husband killing himself for a garbage company anymore. So I have my whys, and that is something I go over with myself every single day. And your whys might change. Today, your whys might be to make sure you have food for next week. Tomorrow, your whys might be that you want to have a credit card. You have to keep what your goals are in sight. And they can't really focus just on yourself. They have to focus on the people around you, because you'll work harder for your kids than you will for yourself. You'll work harder for your husband than you will for yourself. We find it very easy to give up on ourselves. But anyone that's ever been a single parent or had a family is going to sit there and tell you they'll do anything it takes to take care of that family. So I just keep my motivation in sight of what I want, where I want to be in 5 years. And I do it every day.
Do you have a vision board for that, or like a dream board?
Working on that. I have my poster board and I have a list of stuff I'm putting on my vision board. One of my promoters and I are going to finish making our vision boards together. We just have to get some pictures to put on them. And I have to relocate my office so I can actually put my vision board up where I see it. But I guess I kind of do have a vision board. It's more in my mind. It's a mental one. And I just keep that in the forefront of my mind every single day. Like right now, I can't go back to being a CNA. I injured my arm, so I cannot lift. So it's not even a fallback plan anymore. I would have to start a completely new career if I give up on my own dreams.
Well, I'm glad that you're not giving up on your own dreams. Since I've met you through this Zoom here, we've had some amazing conversations, and you have brought me so much inspiration that I don't even think you realize, but I need you to just keep going. And I love that you reached out to get started again. And anybody on this Zoom, if you feel yourself falling back or sliding off and feeling stuck, reach out. Each one of us can be there for one another. I fought to keep this Zoom going because I know a lot of you have struggles getting on live Zooms in the evenings, and I want to keep this going for all of you, for myself as well, because I need it.
So that's another thing too. I don't pressure myself to get on a bunch of Zooms during the day, or at night, because at night I'm honestly usually in bed by 8:30 because we get up so early. But what I will do is, so if I am struggling in the morning to motivate myself, I will log on and look for either the night before Zoom or any Zooms from the day before that have already been posted on YouTube. I have all of the main pages pinned on my thing, so I can just go on and click on someone and I'll go down and watch. I think the biggest people I find to watch for inspiration is honestly usually Kaylee Krupp. Ashley is a huge inspiration to me. Katie Muntz.
Ashley who?
Ashley, I don't know if I ever say her last name right.
Freilich Mosley?
Yes.
Okay.
I love her. And Katie Muntz. And Stacy, I never will say Stacy's last name right either.
Weisenberger.
Thank you. I will go on theirs and I'll watch videos that they've put up. You know, Katie, I actually met at the state fair. I was in line waiting for a ride with my kids, and there was this girl in front of me, and she turned around, she goes, "You're a Thriver?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, who's your upline? I was like, "Kaylee." She's like, "I love her." So we actually like sent Kaylee some pictures, and I found out how much Katie and I actually have in common over the few conversations we've had. But that's something you can do too, is, you know, go on YouTube, find their pages, go on, and people that struggle with IPAs, Crystal Simpson has a YouTube video on hers that explains all of the IPAs. But when I stopped stressing out about getting on a Zoom or any of that, it definitely helped.
I know I first met Kaylee in the Syracuse training in 2000, was it 2019, 2020? I think it was 2020. No, I'm lying. I forget. It was like almost, yeah, it was 2020. I'm sorry, I'm like brain dead because my son, he went with me and he actually had gotten COVID before it was even a thing, before it was named. So it was 2020. And I met Kaylee. I met Lisa Fuller. I met Chastity Marie. I met Amanda Arnett. I met so many wonderful people. And it's just amazing how you walk up to these people that are like millionaires or 200Ks. And at first you think, oh my goodness, they're like so amazing, da 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 da. And yes, they are amazing, but you realize just how much you have in common with them, just how much they are like you, everyday people living everyday life. Like Heather met Katie at, you said a fair or a carnival or something like that.
Yeah, the fair.
And did you know when you met her what rank she was?
No, I think she was actually an 80K. I didn't have any idea who she was. I'll be completely honest. I had no clue. I was like, who is this girl? Why is she talking to me?
And now look at how much you have in common and where she's at now. It just inspires us to know that we can do this too.
Yeah, that's
Never
one
give up
thing.
on yourselves.
Don't ever be afraid to reach out to an upline or a sideline. None of them are going to bite you. They're like Amanda Arnett. Back when I first started, if I had questions, I could message her. Even now, I could message her. I just, I generally have like a select few people that I'll message on a daily basis. But Amanda will answer you. She has absolutely no problems doing that. And Kaylee reaches out, she checks in. When I first met Kaylee, I think she was a 40K when I signed up. I hadn't met her yet, but I had reordered my next pack of Thrive products. It was like my month 2. And I texted her and I'm like, I'm going to run out of product before my package gets here because I forgot to order. And she's like, well, aren't you working at this nursing home here? I was like, yeah. She's like, I am 5 minutes from there. I will drop you some off. And I was like, this girl was willing to bring me product. So I didn't run out. not only that, she was willing to come to my job and give it to me. So that was the first time I actually met Kaylee, was she dropped me off product at my job. And I was like, who is this? This girl is just amazing.
I love it. Well, if there was another question in the chat, Shelly asked about self-development thing as well. That is our Monday Zoom, Shelly, putting your armor on before social media. Definitely you want to jump on that. Just having a conversation with your host that's going to be here on Monday. You're just really going to love it because she's already helped me with quite a few things about social media and self-development and putting your armor on. So that's a phrase I got from Stacy Weisenberger, actually. Putting your
If
armor
anyone
on
does
before.
want a list of books that I currently have ordered and I'm reading, they can message me and I can send them what I personally have. One I will recommend everyone is Girl Wash Your Face.
Yes.
That is an amazing book. They actually have it on audio, so if you can't get the book online, if you YouTube the audio for the chapters, you can listen to the whole book without even purchasing the book right now.
And I got the workbook that goes with it. I have the actual book on audio, but then I purchased through Amazon the workbook that goes with it, and it's just amazing. I want everybody to go out there today, and whether it's a Flex Friday post or it's a giveaway post or a sample post, whatever you post for your Friday, put your heart into it. Tell people what it does for you as a person. If you share it on team pages or whatnot, to have them come in and comment or put their Flex picture on it, ask them to comment something that's done for them as well. Those that are liking and loving or commenting that are not Thrivers, add them to your list and interact. Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis was the name of the book she was talking about, and there is a workbook that goes with it. I love the fact that you stuck with it and came back, Heather. I'm very proud of you for being willing to join us this morning and share the things that you have done, share where you were, what happened, and where you are now. It takes a lot of courage to do that, and I'm very proud of you. Other
I
than
stepped out
that,
of my comfort zone today. See,
I'm sorry, say that again.
I stepped out of my comfort zone.
Hey, there's no growth in comfort zones.
No, there's not.
And remember, the seeds you're planting today don't grow immediately. So stick
No.
with them.
Shannon, if I might, I have to, this is kind of off topic, but I just sent out 3 messages while I'm listening to you to people that have actually gotten samples and went into undercover. And I just sent out, hey, good morning. I hope I didn't do anything wrong. I would feel terrible. And every single one of them answered me back. So, that's another tip that we could all learn. If somebody doesn't answer you, this has always worked. And I want to thank you guys, especially Shannon. You're a blessing.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I'm going to have this lady right here as a host one morning. She's a rock star. I'm not going to give her story because that's something she's going to need to share on the Zoom, because I love this woman and I still have got to meet her. We live so close together and I thought I was in my state all alone, and I'm not. So I've got to get off of my arse and go meet her.
Right.
Yes.
Not today though, right?
No, not today. I'm sorry.
It's a blizzard here, in case they didn't know.
Yeah. When there was a question in the chat that I want to answer myself. It says, what do you do when you reach out to your upline and they never reply. Amy, my advice to you is reach out to their upline or a sideline. Your upline doesn't matter. Your downline doesn't matter. Reach out to whoever inspires you. Reach out to me, reach out to Chastity, reach out to Lisa. They might not answer right away, but they will answer. You want to reach out to the people that inspire you the most. Keep reaching out, reach out sideways, reach out upways, reach out downways. It doesn't matter. We are all a team here. Last night on the Thursday night team training, I was super proud because my daughter, Star Marie, ran that Zoom last night, and 2 teammates that I was able to meet on my first and only retreat I've ever been to were on there as well. And it just shows me that it does not matter who you reach out to or what rank they are. If they inspire you, you're going to get something from them. So if your upline's not answering you, please reach out to somebody else. If your upline does answer you and you just don't mesh well with them, reach out to somebody else. If somebody cares about you and your business, they're not going to care if you reach out to somebody else. They're going to inspire you to do that. So keep reaching out. And if you need anything, my messenger's always open. Anybody on this Zoom can tell you. I don't care what team you're on, what leg you're on, whether you're on my team under Paul or you're on somebody else's team under Jason. It doesn't matter. I'm there for you. It's, to me, it's not who I'm going to make money off of. It's who I'm going to be able to help. That's what inspires me. Thank you all so much. We will see you Monday, putting your armor on. After that, our topic is what to post, where to find ideas. That's been a big thing for me mainly. Like, oh my goodness, I can steal this post, but I don't know. What do I do? How do I twist it? I can't think of something to post 3 times a day. I don't know what kind of reel to do. I don't know. We're going to help you now. So we're going to have putting your armor on with self-development and then posting. Thank you again, Heather. I'm going to get the replay out as quickly as possible. If you can put that video in the comments, if you can put your list of books in the comments, all that
I
good
just
stuff.
put the video underneath on the Dream Team page where we have the link. So if
Awesome.
anyone wants to watch that comeback story video, that's great.
And those of you who are not in the Dream Team, I will get those to you as well. I know who you are. Love you. Bye, everybody. Oh, yeah, Monday, Amy, is the Zoom on the Vibe Tribe Zoom, is the putting your armor on. And then I think it's Wednesday, we're going to be talking about posting. And then the Zoom from last night was the Thursday night Dream Team Zoom. And that should be on, well, it won't be on the regular YouTube page. So I'll make sure I get that commented in the Dream Team under this post as well. Have a great day, everybody.